Hello YouTube and welcome back to a long-awaited Rage video where tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go old school. We are going to go back to the very beginning. We are going to go back to the year 1982 to celebrate the 39th anniversary of what could only be best described as the genesis of thrash. Now, at some point in the future, I would love nothing more than to do an entire sort of like retrospect about the origins of metal genres. But I think one of the ones that people kind of most associate is possibly either heavy metal and or thrash, because when you want to talk about thrash metal, Metallica in their prime, how difficult do you think it was to literally mention anyone else? Overkill, possibly. You couldn't really rule Venom into this because Venom were not necessarily as harder than perhaps the likes of Iron Maiden were at the time. There's quite a lot of things that, because listen, my understanding has been a little bit choppy over the last couple of months, which is kind of why I wanted to drag this all the way back to almost the very beginning. If I really wanted to go old school, I would have done You Really Got Me by the Kinks, because that was, for those who don't know, it's labeled as Genesis, the very first heavy metal song ever made. And that I am going to get to that. And possibly, the way I want to program my videos from now on, or for certain very specific sort of songs, I want to do like a little documentary sort of story. And I don't usually do this, but for this song in particular, we are going to go in a slightly reverse order. We are going to do the lyrics first, and then we're going to talk about the song, because if you've ever seen elders react or kids react, you'll see that they do this a lot. They read about what these songs are about, and then they let them play for themselves, because here's, on the surface, what Hit the Lights sounds like. Well, just on the lyrics. No life till ever, we're gonna kick some ass tonight. We got the metal madness when our fans start screaming it's right. Well, alright, yeah. When we start to rock, we never wanna stop again. Hit the lights. Hit the lights, hit the lights. You know our fans are insane, we're gonna blow this place away. With volume higher than anything today, the only way, yeah. Because when you really think about it, what we've just learned about Metallica, and I'm saying learn because this is the first song that you hear whenever you stick Kill 'Em All on. This is the very first song that plays. Whiplash, I think, is the very first song that they technically released, but going from what I believe and understand, we're doing Hit the Lights, and we're just sort of gonna go for an order from here, just based on what's on the disc. So again, on the surface, it sounds very much like a bunch of metal enthusiasts, and they just want to sing about how crazy they are, how wild their fans are. It sounds like they're just gonna. It's gonna be a bit like one of those anthem songs, More Than a Feeling, something that is going to be instantly recognizable. I love rock and roll, we are the champions, that sort of thing. Very recognizable, something that's going to be echoed from generation to generation. That's the sort of thing you might expect. And I reckon if this was just a very middle of the road rock song, it would be kind of like that. However, for those who know, it is nothing like that at all. And with that being said, this is what Hit the Lights sounds like. Now, if you guys want to check out the original video for yourselves, links will all be in the description down below. Actually, you know what? Before we even do that, let's just talk about the album, the artwork. It's red, white, and black, with blood splattered from this hammer. a shadowy hand, just about. I don't know what. Would you say that the hand is trying to like pick up this hammer, or was he just trying to drop it and run away? And the phrase "kill 'em all." Now, you would be the first one to suspect that if they wanted to go for a far more marketable sort of approach, they wouldn't. It wouldn't necessarily be this bloody and very, very kind of blunt with its statement, "kill 'em all." Yeah, people give Mayhem a hard time because they say they cause riots, but then again, "kill 'em all" seems like the bluntest statement you could possibly give to your fan base, but that's besides the point. Especially if for what we're about to experience, and based on just what the song sounds like, we're the Leatherheads, we're gonna kick some ass tonight. And I'll have to constantly go back as to whether or not Dave Mustaine is credited here, because I think he's like credited for everything that happened on Kill 'Em All, even if he technically was either out of the group entirely before this was released. Let me just check. Kind of strange, really, because on here it's only classed as written by Hetfield and Ulrich, which is kind of, that's really strange because he doesn't get any mention whatsoever. Even though the general consensus is that he was involved in everything that was on Kill 'Em All. And because, listen, whatever your cases may be, there is absolutely no doubt in my mind that Dave's blood, his blood, sweat, and tears were behind this. So when you really think about it, Metallica was Megadeth before Megadeth even happened. And I say that because I think we've stalled long enough, because I just want you guys to live this. And with that being said, let's begin. Hit the lights. In 3, 2, 1, and... Okay, first of all, committed one of the biggest cardinal sins you could do. There we go. But I kind of just wanted to do that so we could just let everything sink in again. If this is the metal equivalent to Beethoven's Symphony Number 9, because it literally, I'm sorry, I can't think of anything else better to say, because that literally feels like a symphony is about to begin. But, and like many symphonies, ladies and gentlemen, this is music to my ears.
Don't let the leather run into my
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is literally what it's all about. And I have to, again, reiterate this. This is a 39-year-old song on a 39-year-old album. And this song is probably older than most of you people watching at home. And when you think about it, how many, like, what was the most thrashiest, the most high octane song you can possibly think of in 1982 that comes close to Hit the Lights? I mean, Slayer is, well, actually Slayer's actually a really, really good contender. But I would have to check as to whether or not, because I'm pretty sure Seasons in the Abyss and stuff like that didn't come out until 86. I'll definitely have to make sure of that, because Slayer is another animal entirely. But I think, like, just when you think about it, what is this song about? It's about metalheads having a good time. That is this song, or this song is about people having a good time. Head banging, literally reducing everything to chaos. And they say that the most that the most simple and basic principles are the most sound. Like, I would almost argue in saying that this is the metal equivalent of all of those really trashy pop songs which says we're gonna dance in the night and all that sort of shit. You know, those boring as hell bland pop songs where they just encourage people to dance, the ones like made by Calvin Harris and that. Hit the Lights is kind of like that, except the complete opposite. It's loud, it is electric, it's metal. Have you ever wondered why they call themselves Metallica? Because the first 5 letters is metal. You can't get, as in, this is the definitive term for metal. And I don't know whether this was on Hetfield's or Ulrich's or Burton's or Mustaine's or Hammett's part, but I think this is, like, that's a very bold statement, and you've got to follow up, which is why they had the 5 best men in the business at this, well, 5 of the best men for years to come. And this is even including the fact that Number of the Beast was, I think, released in the same year, where Bruce Dickinson made his debut from going from Samson to Iron Maiden. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Just bear that in mind. And bear in mind, these were kids. They were, I think the oldest was at least 20. I definitely know Hetfield was 18. Burton was definitely, I think Burton, and Burton came from a group called Easy Street before joining Metallica, and everything about this song just it does what it says on the tin, but when you actually drink it, it's an experience like no other. And that's the best thing about any Metallica song, is that I could sit here till the very end of time and talk about how beautiful and how poetic To Live Is To Die, even though it only contains a few words, or how striking and powerful the story in Metallica's One is, or even how chaotic and absurdly deep and philosophical in songs like My Apocalypse or All the Way Down the Line. Or just straight up how badass Atlas rises, because it got a rise out of me, I'll tell you that much. But Hit the Lights is basic so that everyone can enjoy it. I especially like the part where they complimented people wearing leather. That's I can vouch for that. Whew. Let's put the wind back in my sail, I'll tell you that much. So anyway, I hope this guy's, ladies and gentlemen, put this in the wind back up your sail as well. Because if they were doing this at 18, just goddamn, that was like... Because really, that's like when I was getting into metal myself, is that this is the perfect demographic with the perfect message. go absolutely bonkers, go wacky, go positively bonkers, yeah? That's what it's all about. Hey, you know what? Some people think they're bonkers. I just think they're free. They're just living their life. There's nothing crazy about them. And I will hope to see all of you guys again in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye for now.